fall.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So on like the shallow underhook and the 2-on-1, after you get the foot off the floor, are you dragging them into that open space? Or?
Good, great question. Hands down. Not back, head down, hands. Whatever my tie-up is. If it's just an underhook, right? And Justin's doing a great job of like a nice, loose, shallow whizzer. He's not just like wacky wavy inflatable tube guy or whatever. It's like there's a little bit of reality there, rather than like maybe around my neck. Okay, good luck. Like, so just give a little bit of a, yeah, that's reality. A whizzer, a head position, butt back. Yeah, this is where we got to get good at this. So I got to learn to step laterally, rotate on a dime, hands going down, sweep through, and if they don't fall, say just for whatever reason you make contact, and you pull this leg through, stay with the foot, don't bail and give it up. Like, be resilient with it. Like, stay the course. You're going to be out nothing. You have an underhook. You have a good tie-up. So if we do have a good tie-up and we're underneath something, right? Sticker, use your foot a little more dynamically. But collar tap, sometimes that could get us into trouble. If we like stayed too long at the party and now he's like looking to, right? So understand your limits with the tie-ups you have. Rather than like, okay, the game, slow it down, control one side, pin that side, circle the other, all this stuff that is important, but here's a cheat code, possibly, right? So, one, from an arm bar. Say we're in an Juji Gatami, a basic judo arm bar. Like I'm able to kind of like do my roll, and he's locking those hands hard. I can't get the finish, right? It's difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pierce inside, bend, roll through, and find the same sankaku. It's like a good transition off of an armbar. So if I can't get my kill off of a juji, because it's just too hard, I'm going to get that foot to the inside on one side. And sometimes a juji gatami roll, like this like spider web or whatever, ends up like this just out of happenstance. So at least you have the transition to be able to get the finish if they're super strong in that lock. So it's a good like shortcut if we're like, you know what? I'm over that. You got some coffee, right? So say, come to your feet. I have my back taken, right? I'm fighting those hands. I find my kimura grip. I'm gonna do sumi, so watch your head, okay? We're good, Justin?
Yes.
Okay, I throw it. I'm able to find this same position within the transition. So I'm not looking to like roll up on top. I'm kind of stopping short. So say, I kick him over. That's my position that I want to finish in. Even if he locks his hands because he knows this, I could usually pierce through that little hole just because I know what I want, right? So you're able to kind of like see the ending of the throw into sankaku, you know, and that just doesn't do with sankaku, a lot of submissions. You just find your takedown into it rather than like do all these little steps to maybe get control. It's just go right to the finish line. This is a very powerful part of the body as far as like how you're going to use them maybe differently than your opponent. Wrestlers shoot and they grovel using their arms. You know, there's other ways. But I say be able to do both, just to be well-rounded. I don't think one is the way. It's just you got to be able to do multiple things into your own style. So yeah, but that was kind of like the two things I wanted to go through today is ashiwaza, foot sweeps, and then sankaku. So just below the hips, stuff that maybe be overlooked in your normal style or curriculum, like squeezing with your arms and using your arms for things, shoots and finishes. There's other ways.
Go, Justin. Yeah.
Throw Justin.
Oh, man. That's really helpful.
Damn good
That's
questions.
helpful to me because jiu-jitsu guys have their hips way back a lot. Like way
I
back.
do when I don't have hands on. If I'm out here, sorry, Justin. Approach, definitely wrestling. When I start to make contact, now I'm like able to like use my legs like hands, but I'm not upright up here. Because someone, you know, the blast double is still legit. So I want to get a hand on. Okay, now I can be more upright and look for using my hips more. Give me a Justin. Again.
That was my dream roller.
My favorite is set traps. So I have some intentional movements that I'm waiting for the right reaction. Some easy takedowns like slide bys and bumps and elbow passes. And that's more from out here than like horns are locked. So a lot of times I'll post and wait for this right hand to get to my head. That's my cue to do a slide by. I'm in position with this hand because my lead leg is my left, so I want to make contact with my opposite. So a lot of times I'll parry that until it comes to my head and then slide by. So I make it his idea to go to my head. I'm like, you will not pass. Oh, you passed. So it's like finding that. That's a good like little bit of distance. A lot of times I'm looking for wrist control on the outside to be able to find underhooks, to be able to find 2-on-1s, and from there I can find my feet. So I'm not just walking up doing uchimadas. Like in a perfect world, yeah. But usually there's some groveling. I think elbow passes are my favorite first off balance. So like we're tying up and battling a little, and it's there. You see that? It's like, say if I had a gi on, I'd be doing it real similar. To a wrist elbow, and then I'm gonna run it. You see that? And then when he comes back into me, execute. So I make it their idea. It's like, so that, it's just, you know, just being able to like motion away, motion in. As far as finding those little angles to like find ashiwaza. So it's just like creating opportunity out of like a first chip in the dam, right? Rather than like, whoops, that's not open. So you get a little action reaction, and gi, same as no gi. Instead of like gripping, I'm coming to the inside, and then it's like from here to there. And from there, you know, whatever move emanates off that action reaction, off of getting a little off balance away, then you could bet and bank that they're coming back in. When I had more mobility in my knees, I used to have such cool like wrestling style movements. You know, like if we both have wrist control, this was my favorite, dude. Like kind of giving up a wrist because I know I had the wrist I wanted. So super ducks, uchimata from a super duck, one of my favorites. So I step away from the side I want to duck. Away, fan, rotate, uchimata. Same with the gi. So if we do that again, I'm kind of, with the gi, same as
We owe Justin some dinner.
oh yeah, I got that. Take you on the road with me though. So it's the same. Where I got a grip, Justin's got a grip. This dynamic. So I'm doing the same movement. To be able to find my uchimata. I don't want to toss you too hard again, but it's the same kind of movement. If Ogoshi's there, more around the waist. Cool. It's like away, super duck, rotate back step, and I have my entry. In a more like wrestling based world, back take. You're lefty. So your right arm, that's my spatial creator, locking that elbow out. Then wax off. Like I'm just like, you know, now I have connections and angles. So it's like my first movement against anyone that shows me wrestling, zombie apocalypse. Just like walk in, they shoot, I'm good. I have the distance maker with my thumb. That thumb, he's not getting under that thumb as far as shooting. Unless he snaps it or whatever, it's really hard. So That's my first. Second is, now I can parry and wrist control, and now, yeah, like this is enough to operate shooting, arm dragging, ducking, 2-on-1ing, you know, whatever. That's just gave me confidence in the tunnel. You know, when I see you're getting up to your match, okay, at least I'll make space. I don't know what else will happen after that, but if I get this hand on him, I'll be good. I'm a lefty.
What are you doing in the tunnel?
Vandalay solo, maybe a little bit before Vandalay. Okay, so a lot of times I will go right hand first, left hand under. That's my first exchange grip. Like if their gi is out, even better. Like I could, no, yeah, perfect. So I'm like, Jiu-Jitsu, this is easy. Old school judo, easy. New school judo, you basically get disqualified if your belt is undone. So now it's more like, if he's reaching with his right, I'm ready to re-grip after he exchanges, you know, if he's a righty and I'm a lefty, most of the time they're reaching with that right hand first. So you can kind of bet on that. So kind of be ready. I missed it. You're good. I saw it coming up. There. And if not, like, do it yourself. Like, I don't even know if he's going to reach, but there. I made it my idea. Now I can control the inside. And now if I have two hands on, I'm never bending over. There's no reason. Even if they shoot or pull guard or anything, like, fine, cool. You know, I'm not bailing at the first sign of them doing something offensive. If I have two hands on, and I'm on the inside specifically, more and specifically the inside. If I'm on the outside, I might have to bail if they're really good, but I'm probably good not bailing. So just keeping two hands on and like feeling where this ends up, you know, finding out how they move is more important than like slamming them right away. The first minute of most rounds, there's no score for me. I'm like gauging reactions, probing for how light they are on their feet, understanding what their like patterns are, and then exploiting later. I'm not just going spamming moves, pressing all the buttons. It's very like home. So just take some time to figure out what yours is. If you get two hands on and feel comfortable, staying your quality good side, you're gonna be well off. If you start to like let go every time and your feet are facing opposite directions and you're flat-footed, it's tough. You don't have like your gun cocked. I'm always leading with my left foot, toe turned in a bit, light on my feet, weight's mostly on the back foot, pulling and dragging, circling, finding out where the opening. But if I have the outside grip, I don't want to be on the lapel. I kind of want this sweet spot that most gis have. There's a seam, right? That seam is in most gis. So I'm baiting. That little twitch, that movement freezes them, right? I'm not just sitting and like tearing their Achilles, MCL, ACL, no. So what I'm doing is I'm feinting and waiting for my like set in if it was surfing talk, right? Where a lot of times it's, yeah. Good?
Yeah, I forgot to breathe out.
So I'm faking forward, and then I'm rotating behind and through, not down and away. So I'm not like hitting this planted foot and trying to like throw them over this foot. That foot should carry no weight. I'm going that, right? So if I could do it in like a swivel, that would be the movement. Yes. Good breathe. You good, Justin?
Yes.
Okay. That's the last time I'll show that. And no gi, I'll do it slower. Very slow.
This is the last time.
In the gi. I have an underhook, and I have this. This would be the position to do it. A lot of times I'll like, you know, fake a tie-out first and feel it, and then try to take something off that one. So yeah, I switch because that angle is so well established. And if it's not a switch, it's probably a leg uchimata. Like this angle's presented itself whether I have an overhook, underhook, not a collar tie, by those two. And I want to get this leg light. So a lot of times I'll use a sticker just to make him step a little bit backwards, like that. So if I use this foot, I can't really finish this, but I could get annoying enough for him to move that leg back. When he does it, I'm like into my uchimata, right? So that is like the lazy man's uchimata, or as my old coach called it, the drug-induced uchimata. So lazy man, what are you on drugs?